Fixed. All right, so I invite everyone to find whatever rest looks like for you. We are going to focus a little bit tonight on stretching out our low back and our hips, which is why we want a strap or something to use. Like I said, for people who were in early, it lengthens your levers, so it lengthens your arms and your legs, so you're not constantly hunching or pulling. And we're going to do a couple fun poses with that. If you are having any back or low back or sciatic nerve pain, I'm going to invite you to find what's called hammock pose. So we're going to lay on our back, knees bent, feet to the corner or to the edges of the mat, and we're just going to tuck our knees in so our knees are touching here. And this is called hammock pose. So I invite you to find that if you are having any low back pain. If not, you can find Shavasana, modified Shavasana, whatever feels good for you. If we do have any problems with the internet here, I invite you just to chat or let me know. So again, finding whatever rest looks like for you. And we're just going to take a few moments here. And then I invite you to take a nice big centering breath in through the nose, filling up your belly, your ribs, and your chest. And exhale, sigh it all out, letting it go. One more time, a nice slow inhale through the nose, filling up our belly, our ribs, and our chest. And exhale, sighing it all out, letting it go. And just starting to settle in here. Arriving on our mats this evening. And starting to notice your breath. How does it feel this evening? Perhaps it's nice and soft, or maybe expansive. Again, once more, with no judgment, just observing. And just noticing, how does it feel to breathe? Perhaps this is the first time today you've become aware of your breath. On your inhales, can you feel your chest expand? And when you exhale, can you feel all the breath leave your body? Noticing now how the ground feels beneath you. Perhaps it's warm or a little cold. Maybe you feel really heavy on your mat this evening, or perhaps you're holding on to tension in spaces. Maybe on our next exhalation, we release some of that tension and you become a little bit heavier on the mat beneath you. And just staying here with your breath for a few more cycles of inhalations and exhalations. And in our next few moments, I invite you to find some small, gentle movements, perhaps wiggling our fingers and our toes, maybe rocking our head from side to side. We can roll out our wrists and our ankles. And then in our next few breaths, reaching our legs out to the edges of our mat, arms up overhead, reaching nice and long through our fingers, all the way down through our toes, a nice big reach stretch here. And exhale, letting that go. One more time, reaching nice and long through our fingers, all the way down to our toes. And exhale, letting that go. Beautiful. Hugging in one knee and then the other towards our chest here. You can hug in, hold on top of the thighs, or shins are on top of your thighs. You can rock from side to side, or you can find stillness, whatever feels good for you this evening. Always remembering that I am just a guide and do whatever feels good for you. Beautiful. Coming back to center, letting our feet just dangle, hands on our knees, and we're going to draw those circles in the ceiling. Nice and slow here in whichever direction you'd like to start with. Beautiful. And then changing the direction if that feels okay. Beautiful. Bringing our feet back to center. We're going to lower our feet to the mat, keeping our knees bent. And we're going to find our bridge pose. So walking our feet in as close as we can to the back of the buttocks, but moving them further away if that feels better for us. You can tuck your shoulders underneath your body if that feels good. Rooting into our shoulders, our upper arms, and all four corners of our feet. Inhaling here, and then as we exhale, lifting our hips up to the sky to whatever height is available to you. Hips and knees in alignment here. Knees pointing straight ahead like headlights on a car. Holding here for a couple of breaths. Beautiful. One more inhale here, and then as we exhale, slowly rolling down one vertebrae at a time. We're going to flow through that. So we're going to inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Inhale to lift and exhale, lower. Beautiful. A few more rounds here, moving nice and slow, trying to move with your breath. Beautiful. And two more times here. And last time through. And then slowly lowering down one vertebrae at a time. Beautiful. You can untuck your shoulders there. We can move our feet to the edges of the mat further away from our body, and we're going to windshield washer that from side to side. Beautiful. And the next time our knees fall to the right, we're just going to hold them there for a couple of breaths. Again, we can look straight ahead. If it's available, we can look out to the left. Nice, gentle spinal twist here. Perhaps starting to notice where we feel this in our body. Maybe you feel this on the front of your left hip flexor. Maybe all the way down into your ankles and your toes. Beautiful. Inhaling back to center. And then exhale, dropping our knees to the left. Again, you can look straight ahead or out to the right. Again, noticing how this feels on this side of the body. With no judgment, just observing here. Beautiful. We're going to inhale back to center. And we're going to grab our strap or whatever you have available to you. Again, if you don't have anything, that's okay too. I'll show you which type of variation to take for that. And then we're going to lower ourselves back down here if you had to lift up. We're going to keep our knees bent. And we're going to grab our strap. And we're going to start on our left foot. I'm actually going to make it. I can't see until I lift up here. So we're going to start with our left foot. We're just going to loop that strap around kind of the middle of the foot to the ball mount here. And then we're going to lengthen the leg up and we're just going to hold on to both sides of the strap. So one side of the strap is in each hand here. Making just a gentle twist here. And again, this is going to lengthen your lever. So perhaps you notice that you can get a little bit more of a stretch here. Maybe you can pull your leg in just a little bit further to whatever is comfortable for you. And then if it feels good, we're just going to heel toe out that right foot to wherever is comfortable. Maybe it makes it flat on the ground. Toes gently flex towards the face. whatever feels good here. Really feeling that stretch along the back of the left leg all the way into our hip here. Beautiful. Holding this for a couple more breaths. And then as we exhale, we're going to let that go just gently here. We're going to grab both sides of our strap in our left hand. Again, if you don't have a strap, you can just use your leg and let your leg hang heavy here. So both ends of the strap are in our left hand. Our left elbow is going to remain on the mat. If our right knee is bent, we're going to try to extend it out. Now we're not pulling this left leg in here. Our right arm can just extend to the side. We're going to inhale here. And then as we exhale, we're going to let that left leg drop open to the left, still keeping our left arm bent. The strap in our left hand, we can let go of the strap a little bit more and only going to where it is comfortable for you. And our right hip is still rooted on the mat. Just holding this for a few breaths. Perhaps feeling your hip really open here. You'll notice you've done this before when we're standing in our big toe reach. Almost the same action. Beautiful. And then on our next breath, bringing our leg back to center. We're going to reach for that both sides of the strap with our right hand this time. Bringing our right elbow beside our body. Right elbow is on the mat. Left arm extending this time. And as we exhale, we're going to let that right leg drop to the right, or the left leg drop to the right. Perhaps you notice you roll over a little bit onto the right hip. Your left hip can come off the mat. You should feel a nice big stretch in your piriformis and your IT band here. And again, if this is too much of a stretch, come out of it wherever is comfortable. This strap or whatever you're using is going to help you let that leg drop to wherever is comfortable. Beautiful. One more breath in here. And then as we exhale, bringing that left leg back to center. We're going to bend that left knee. We're going to unloop that strap. We can bend our right knee as well. You can windshield washer that out. Perhaps you need a little knees to chest, a little hug here. Maybe your leg feels a little bit like spaghetti at the moment. Beautiful. And then we're going to find all that stretch on the other side. So we're going to keep our left leg bent on the mat. We're going to hug that right knee and we're going to bring that strap around the right ball mound here. Reaching that right leg up to the sky, holding onto the strap in each hand. And again, noticing if you have a little bit more movement on this side. If you can pull that leg in just a little bit more using that strap, lengthening our leg lever here. And then if it feels good, we're going to heel toe out that left foot to the edge of the mat. Maybe the left leg goes out long here. Left toes can just be gently flexed. Whatever feels good. Really hugging that right knee or the right leg. Sorry. Really feeling the stretch on the back of the right leg. Beautiful. We're going to let go of that just a little bit. If our left leg is bent, we're going to lengthen it out to the edge of the mat. We're going to hold our strap in our right hand this time. So both sides in our right hand, right elbow bent on the mat. We're going to reach our left leg out long, and then we're going to let our right leg fall open to the right, keeping that left hip on the mat here. My couch is in the way. That's okay. Really feeling your right hip open up here. Holding this for a few more breaths. Beautiful. And then we're going to bring that leg back to center, grabbing both sides of the strap with the left hand this time, left elbow on the mat, right arm extending, and then letting our left leg follow to the left. Perhaps we roll onto the right hip, left. Pelvis is lifting here, getting that nice IT band all the way to our piriformis on the left or on the right side this time. Holding for another breath. And then as we inhale, bringing that right leg back to center. We're going to bend our left knee, bringing that left foot to the mat, and then bending our right knee, bringing that right foot to the mat. And we can let our strap go off the mat here again. You can find a knees to chest, perhaps a nice windshield washer here, letting all of that go. Beautiful. And our next breath, keeping our knees, bent feet on the mat. We're going to reach our right or our left arm over our head, rolling over onto our right or our left side body. Setting that intention for your day or your week. And then pressing through our palm, and we're going to make our way up into our tabletop. Beautiful. So finding our tabletop here. Fingertips spread nice and wide. Knees underneath our hips, wrists underneath our shoulders, or maybe even bringing our hands a little bit wider if that feels more comfortable for you. Beautiful. We're going to inhale to our back body here. And then as we exhale, we're going to tilt our tailbone up, belly lowers, heart shining forward into cow. And then as we exhale, rounding into our cat pose here. Beautiful. Inhaling forward into cow. And exhaling into cat. Flowing through this a few times at your own perfect pace. Beautiful. 2 more times. Beautiful. Then making our way back to that neutral tabletop. On our next breath, we're going to reach our right foot to the back of the mat. If that's available. We're going to keep our toes tucked, or we can lift that right leg off the mat, flexing our toes gently towards our face. And then as we exhale, we're going to round that knee in towards our chest, bringing our foot between our hands, finding that kneeling lunge here. Again, you can walk that right foot up forward if that feels good. Right knee is over our ankle, rising up. Low lunge again, hands can be at heart center, whatever feels good here. Beautiful. We're going to exhale, fold forward, planting that left wrist underneath our left shoulder, twisting open to the right. Again, right hand can be on our low back. Circling that right arm around. We're going to walk our hands back, straightening out that right leg, flexing those right toes towards our face. And then if it feels good, rounding in. Beautiful. Rising up out of that. We're going to walk our hands forward, plant that right foot, bringing that right knee to meet the left, finding our tabletop here. We're going to bring our knees as wide as the mat, big toes touch, sitting back on our heels, walking our hands forward, lowering our chest and our forehead to the mat, finding that child's pose. And remember that child's pose is available to you at any time should you wish to take it. And also remain in child's pose if that feels good for you too. You can find movement here. You can rock your hips from side to side. You can roll at your forehead, whatever feels good for you. Beautiful. On our next breath, we're going to walk our hands just gently over to the left, really rooting our right sit bones towards our right heel, pressing down, stretching out the right side body here. Beautiful. We're going to walk our hands back to center and then out over to the right here, rooting that left hip down to the left heel, stretching out the left side body. Beautiful. Making our way back to center. We're going to look forward at our hands, pressing through our palms, making our way back up into that neutral tabletop here. Beautiful. Next breath, reaching that left leg out to the back of the mat. We can keep our toes on the mat, or lifting that left leg off the ground, flexing our toes towards our face here for a breath or two. And then as we exhale, rounding and bringing that knee towards our chest, foot between our hands here. Again, we can heel toe out if we want to make a little more space. Rising up, kneeling lunge. Really opening our right hip flexor here. Beautiful. Exhale, folding forward, right wrist underneath our right shoulder, left arm extending, twisting open to the left. Beautiful. Circling that left arm around. We're going to walk our hands back, straightening that left leg. This time, left toes flex towards our face. And if it feels good, rounding in forehead to knee. Beautiful. Holding that for a breath or two. Beautiful. Walking back up out of that, walking our hands towards the front of the mat. And then we're going to bring that left knee underneath the right, finding that tabletop. Beautiful. Fingertips spread nice and wide here. We can bring our hands just a little bit forward in front of our shoulders this way, like really rooting into the fingertips here. We're going to tuck our toes, lift our hips up and back, downward facing dog, or we can find our child's pose. Whatever feels good for you. Really settling in here, externally rotating our shoulders, bending our knees as much as we need to. Sit bones reaching high to the sky. We can pedal this out, take our dog for a walk. We can rock our hips from side to side. Beautiful. And then we're going to find a little bit of stillness here in our downward dog or our child's pose. And then on our next breath, we're going to bend our knees, walking our feet towards the top of the mat, finding that forward fold. Beautiful. Really letting go here, rooting our upper body on the top of our thighs, bending our knees if we need to. Once again, you can find stillness or rock from side to side. Beautiful. Inhale, find that halfway lift, flat back, hands on shins or thighs, crown of the head reaching forward. Exhale, bending our knees forward, fold. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to inhale for our halfway lift, hands on shins or thighs. Exhale, bending our knees forward, fold. And then on our next breath, we're going to slowly rise up one vertebra at a time, letting our arms be heavy here. Really moving nice and slow. Shoulders rolling back and down last. Palms can face forward, ready to receive all that is good. Beautiful. We're going to take some sun breaths here. So we're going to inhale, arms up to the sky. And exhale, down to heart center. Beautiful. One more time. Inhaling nice and slow, reaching our arms up to the sky. And exhaling down to heart center. We're going to inhale all the way up. And then as we exhale, hinging at our hips, swan dive forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. We're going to plant our hands left foot to the back of the mat, high on the bone of that left foot, or you can lower that left knee to the mat. And we're going to rise up to our crescent lunge. Beautiful. On our next breath, pivoting that left foot, we're going to open up into warrior two here. Arms forward and back. Right palm reaches up a little, reach forward, exalting our warrior here. Still lunging into that front leg. Exhaling back, warrior two. We're going to cartwheel our arms, pivot that left foot, framing our front foot. Right foot meets left, downward facing dog, child's pose or tabletop. We're going to inhale, float forward like a wave to our plank or kneeling plank. And then we're going to exhale, lowering all the way down to our bellies. Beautiful. We're really going to root into the pelvic bone and the tops of our feet. We're going to roll our shoulders back, squeezing our shoulder blades together here. We're going to inhale, slowly rise up into our baby cobra, elbows really pressing into the side body. Exhale, lower. One more time, inhaling up. And exhaling lower. Beautiful. We're going to tuck our toes, rising up into our plank or our kneeling plank. And exhaling back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. We're going to inhale, look forward, bend our knees, walk our feet to the top of the mat, find that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, rooting down, rising up to the sky. Beautiful. Exhaling to our cactus back bend, squeezing our shoulder blades together, bending our elbows, heart shining forward here. Exhaling all the way up. And then down into our mountain pose. Beautiful. Doing that on the other side. Now inhaling up to the sky. Exhale, bending our knees, hinging on our hips, swan night forward fold. Inhale halfway, then flat back. Exhale, fold, planting our hands, reaching the right foot to the back of the mat, high on the ball mound of that foot if that's available. Rising up, pressing lunge. Hands can be at heart center as well. On our next exhale, we're going to pivot our right foot, opening up to warrior two on the side. Beautiful. Left palm reaches up a little, reach forward, exalting our warrior here. Beautiful. Exhaling back, warrior two. We're going to cartwheel our arms, pivot that right foot, framing the left foot. The left foot meets right. Downward facing dog, where we can make our way into child's pose. If it feels good, we're going to find a flow. So we're going to float forward like a wave to plank or kneeling plank. And we're going to lower all the way down to the mat again, finding our bellies. Once again, rooting into our pelvic bone at the tops of our feet, squeezing our shoulder blades together. We're going to inhale up into that baby cobra. Exhale, gently lower. One more time, inhaling up. And then exhaling lower. Beautiful. We're going to tuck our toes. We're going to make our way into kneeling plank or plank, shoulders over wrists. Exhaling back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Bending our knees, looking forward at our hands, walking our feet to the top of the mat, finding that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, rooting down through our feet, rising up to the sky. And exhaling to mountain. Beautiful. Pausing for a breath or two in mountain pose. I invite you to grab a sip of water if you like. Beautiful. Oh, and then meeting in our mountain pose. We're going to bring our big toes to touch, heels a sliver apart. But if that's not comfortable for you, your feet can remain further apart. Remembering that we don't all have to look the same in a pose. Do whatever your body feels comfortable with. So we're going to bring our hands to heart center here. We're going to inhale to create some length, reaching tall. And then as we exhale, we're going to lower our hips down into our imaginary chair. Toes in front of our knees. Beautiful. Holding our chair here for a couple of breaths. And then on our next exhalation, we're going to twist gently to the left, right hand outside of our left knee, left hand on our low back. Or if we'd like a deeper twist, we're going to lower down, hooking that right elbow outside the left knee. Pressing our palms together here, making sure our knees stay in alignment. One hip isn't moving more than the other. Beautiful. We're going to inhale back to center. And then we're going to exhale, folding forward here. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, rooting down through our feet, rising up to the sky. And then as we exhale, bring our hands to heart center, lowering once again into our imaginary chair. Toes in front of our heels, pressing our palms together here. Belly button into spine. And then twisting to the right. Once again, left hand can go outside of the right knee, right hand can go on our low back. Or we can lower down just a little bit. We're hooking that left elbow outside the right. Really pressing our palms together here, creating some integrity. Beautiful. We're going to exhale to center and then folding forward here. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, rooting down through our feet, rising up to the sky. And exhaling to mountain pose. Beautiful. Bringing our hands to heart center. We're going to reach our left foot back, finding our warrior one on this side. So again, moving our feet to wherever is comfortable for you. Left toes on a 45-degree angle. Right knee is over our ankle. Hips are square to the front of the mat. Your feet can be closer together or further apart, whatever feels good. We can lift our arms all the way up to the sky or keep that heart center. Beautiful. Holding and breathing here. Beautiful. We're going to bring our hands down to heart center. Heel toeing out that left foot. Finding warrior two once again here. Arms forward and back. Really pressing into our feet here. So the outside of our left foot and all four corners of our right foot here. Really feeling like we're pulling the mat apart with our feet. Nice, strong foundation here. Beautiful. Right palm reaches up a little, reach forward, exalting our warrior again. Beautiful. Exhaling back. Warrior two. We're going to bend our right arm, placing it on the top of our thigh, circling this left arm around once, opening up, supported side angle. Really reaching tall for our left fingertips. Beautiful. We're going to exhale back, warrior two. We're going to straighten that right leg, really kicking out our left hip, reaching forward, toppling into our triangle pose here. Beautiful. Exhaling back up, finding that warrior two. We're going to straighten that right leg, bring our hands to heart center. We're going to pivot our feet and find our goddess pose. So toes are on a 45-degree angle. We're just going to lower down here. Spine is nice and tall. Checking in, feeling how this feels here. You can rock back and forth if you like. Beautiful. And then we're going to straighten our legs, bringing our arms up to that 5-pointed star, jazz hands. And then as we exhale, we're going to lower our hips, squeezing our shoulder blades together, elbows behind our body if that's available. And then exhaling up. Beautiful. Lowering and lifting here through our moon goddess pose. Beautiful. 2 more times here. And the last time. Beautiful. We're going to bring our hands to heart center and we're going to find our sun pose. So arms out to either side, palms facing up. We're really going to press all our fingers and our thumbs together here. So it's really going to turn on our biceps. We're going to lower our hips, keeping our arms out to either side. And then as we exhale, we're going to lift our legs straight, arms up overhead. Exhale, lower, like we're tracing that sun on the horizon with our arms here. Beautiful. Really opening up our hips at the same time, knowing that you don't have to lower that far down at all. Beautiful. 2 more here. And the last one. Beautiful. Hands to heart center. And then letting it all go with our sunflower pose. So once again, arms up, 5-pointed star. And then as we exhale, lowering our hips, keeping our back straight, reaching our arms forward like we're grabbing those sunflowers and lifting them up to the sky. Beautiful. And 2 more times. And the last time here. Reaching up, bringing our hands to heart center. We're going to pivot our feet, toes are pointed to the long edge of the mat. You can heel toe in or out, whatever is most comfortable for you. Hands on our hips to start. We're going to inhale, create some length. Exhale, really hinging at our hips, finding a wide-legged forward fold here. Again, moving our feet to whatever is comfortable for us. And then we're going to walk our hands into the midline, elbows pointing towards the back, forehead or top or crown of the head, feet towards the mat. We can also hold on to the outside of our ankles if that feels good. Beautiful. We're going to walk our hands forward, find that halfway lift. We can also bend our knees in this position, whatever feels comfortable for you. Spine nice and tall. We're going to cup our fingertips, bringing that left palm underneath our underneath our face, twisting out open to the right. Again, right hand can go on our low back in any twist position. Beautiful, bringing that right hand down, cupping our right fingertips this time, twisting out open to the left. Beautiful, bringing that left hand down. We're gonna heel toe in just a little bit here. We're gonna bend our knees, place our hands on our hips. Safely rise up, heel toeing all the way in. And then we're gonna make our way to the top of the mat, finding that on the other side. Beautiful, so finding our mountain pose here. Perhaps we roll our shoulders back and down. Maybe we even rinse that out with a sun breath. So we inhale up to the sky, nice and slow. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway, let's flat back. Exhale, fold, rooting down through our feet, rising up to the sky. And exhaling your heart center. Beautiful, reaching our right foot to the back of the mat this time, finding that warrior one on this side. Left knee is over our ankle. Hands can stay at heart center or they can lift all the way up to the sky. Shoulders back and down. Releasing any tension that you can here. Beautiful, bringing our hands to heart center, heel toeing out that right foot. Finding warrior two on this side. Arms forward and back. Left palm reaches up a little, reach forward, exalting our warrior here. Making our way back to warrior two, bending that left arm, facing on the top side, circling this right around, opening up to supported side angle. Again, right hand can be on our low back as well. We're going to rise back to warrior two. We're going to straighten this left leg, really kicking out that right hip, reaching forward, toppling into our triangle on the side. Beautiful, rising back up. Warrior two. We're going to pivot our right foot, circling this right arm around, finding crescent lunge just for a breath. We're going to exhale, fold forward, plant our hands, bending that right knee, right foot meets left, finding that forward fold. Beautiful. We're just going to gently walk our hands or our fingertips over kind of diagonal to the right foot, keeping that forward fold here. Maybe feeling that stretch on the outside of the left leg. Making all the way back into that left hip. We're going to walk our hands back through center and out over, just diagonal to our left foot. Folding in. Beautiful. We're going to walk our hands back through center, finding that forward fold. And then on our exhalation, we're going to slowly roll up, letting our arms be heavy, ragdolling. Nice and slow, all the way up. And finding our mountain pose. Beautiful. I invite you to grab a sip of water if you need to. Beautiful. So we're going to find a modified version of our big toe reach first. And then we're going to use our strap if you feel like it. If you don't, you can stay with the variation of big toe reach where we don't need a strap. Or you can, find child's pose as well, whatever feels comfortable for you. So we're going to root into our left foot, start. Really growing tongs, growing long, I cannot speak, to the crown of our head. We're going to bend that right knee, bringing that right knee towards our chest here. We're going to loop our right hand around underneath our right knee here. Left hand can stay on our left hip. And then we're going to slowly open up that right knee towards the right. Really opening up our hips here. Spine is nice and tall. Beautiful. We're going to come back to center. And then we're going to do a switcheroo with our hands. So we're going to bring our left hand underneath that left knee. Right arm to this side. And we're just going to gently bring that left leg across our midline here. So just a gentle twist here. Beautiful. We're going to bring that back to center, and then we're going to let that go. You can shake that out. We're going to try that on the other side. So rooting into our right foot this time. Spine is nice and tall. Bending that left knee, bringing that left foot toward, or left knee towards our chest. Left hand underneath that left knee, right hand on our hip, opening up to the left this time. Left toes can be flexed to protect the knee as well. Beautiful. We're going to come back through center, do that little switcheroo with our hands, right hand underneath our left knee, left arm extending, bringing that left leg across the midline here. Beautiful. We're going to come back to center. We're going to let that go. You can shake that out. Now, the full extension of the big toe reach is where you would reach your big toe, but this is why we have this strap, so we can once again lengthen the lever. Just going to help stretch everything out so that one day, if we choose to, we can get into that full expression. But we don't need to go there. This will do the same thing. So we're going to hold the strap starting in our left hand. We're going to root into our left foot. Again, you can just hold onto your knee and open. You don't have to use the strap for this. Whatever feels comfortable for you. So rooting into the left leg, we're going to bend that right knee, bringing that right knee towards our chest here. We're going to loop the strap around the ball mound of that right foot. And we're going to hold the strap in our right hand on the inside of our leg. Left hand can go on our hip. And we're going to reach that left foot forward. Again, elbow is really into the side body. We did this already laying down. And then we're going to slowly open up our leg to the right. Again, elbow is staying nice into the body here. I'm having a little bit of cramping happening, and that's okay. Beautiful. We're going to bring that back to center, and we're going to switcheroo with our hands. So holding onto the strap with the left hand this time, right hand extending, bringing that left leg across the midline. Ooh. Beautiful. And then when you've finished playing with that side, you can let go of the strap and let that go. Shake that out. And then finding that on the other side. Once again, you can keep your knee bent, just holding onto your knee. So rooting into the right foot this time, we're going to bend that left knee, bringing that left knee towards our chest, looping that strap around the ball mount, holding it on our right hand, no, left hand. On the inside of our left leg, right hand on our hip, extending that left leg long, elbow into the side body, and then opening up to the left. Really opening up our hip here. Ooh. Beautiful. We're going to bring that back through center, switching our hands here, holding the straps with the right hand, left arm extending, bringing that across the midline. Beautiful. Coming back to center, we're going to bend that knee, letting that go. We're going to shake that out. Beautiful. And drop that strap. We are going to use it when we stretch out. We're going to make our way to the top of the mat. Beautiful. Inhaling all the way up to the sky. And then as we exhale, hinging at our hips, bending our knees, swan dive forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift the leg. Exhale, fold, planting our hands, stepping our feet back into our tabletop. We're going to find our sphinx pose. We're going to lower all the way down to our bellies, bringing those elbows underneath our shoulders, palms facing down. We're looking down and ahead. Again, letting go of all the muscles in our low back, our buttocks. Once again, if this is not feeling comfortable, you can bring your elbows out forward, just making sure we're not dropping into our shoulders. We're still pressing up and out there. Holding this for a few breaths. Beautiful. And then as we exhale, we're going to lower all the way onto the mat, hands on either side of our body, pressing up and back, finding our child. Arms can be extended. We can also reach our arms back towards our feet if we want to let go of our shoulders a little bit here. Beautiful. We're going to bring our hands by our knees and we're going to rise up out of that. We're going to make our way into our seated pose here. Reaching our legs out long. Finding our seated forward fold. And I'm just going to show you how you can use a strap in this, just in case you need to, or if you can't get a lot of length in this one. If you'd like to use the strap, we're going to loop it around both feet, kind of the middle of the feet. Spine is nice and tall. We're going to hold the strap. If not, we're going to reach our arms up to the sky, inhaling. And then as we exhale, we're going to hinge at our hips. If we have the strap, we can walk our hands down the strap, really feeling that stretch a little bit differently in our low back and our hamstrings. And then if it feels good, rounding forehead to knee here. Holding this for a few breaths, finding those micro movements with your breath. And then as we exhale, we're going to rise up out of that. Beautiful. We're going to bend our left knee, placing that left foot on the mat. Beautiful. We're going to reach our right hand around just below that left knee. And now if this is enough of a twist to feel the stretch, you can stay here. If you'd like, we can reach that left arm back behind us. We can cup our fingertips and we can hug that left knee in towards our body with that right arm. Again, you can look straight ahead or out over the left shoulder. Beautiful. We're going to come back to center. We're going to place our hands on either side of our body. We're going to reach that left leg out. We can shake our legs out if you like. Beautiful. And then we're going to find them on the other side. So bending that right knee, placing that right foot on the mat, left hand below our right knee. And again, twisting just gently. And if this is enough for you, stay here. If you'd like, reach that right arm around you, cupping your fingertips, hugging that left knee in, or the right knee in with your left. Beautiful. Looking out over that right shoulder if it feels okay. Beautiful. We're going to come back to center. Again, we can bring our hands to either sides of our body, reaching that right leg out. We can shake that out if you like. Beautiful. We're going to bring our strap with us just to the side. We're going to make our way to the middle of the mat. Then we're going to roll down slowly, hugging in one knee and then the other towards our chest here. We're going to rock side to side. Beautiful. We're going to find a couple of hip opening stretches here. So we're going to reach our legs up long. We're going to cross our right leg over the left. So almost like our knees are on top of each other. And then we're going to bend our legs. Now you can hold on to your shins, or if it's available, we're going to hold on to opposite ankles here. So we're going to hold on to our ankle, pulling our knees in towards our chest. You should really feel this in the right hip. Holding this for a few breaths. Beautiful. On our next breath, we're going to let go of that. We're going to reach our legs up to the sky. Beautiful. And then we're going to take that on the other side. We're going to cross our left leg over our right leg, crossing those knees almost, bending our knees on this side. And you might notice each side is a little bit different here. Holding onto our shins or our ankles and hugging those knees in towards our chest. Yoga and dogs just don't mix. Beautiful. Feeling this in the left hip this time. And again, if this is too much of a stretch, you can just hug your knees into your chest as well. Beautiful. We're going to cross our legs out of that, reaching our legs up long. We're going to lower our feet to the mat. And we can windshield washer that out. Or we can find another knees to chest, whatever feels good here. Beautiful. We're going to bring our knees back to center, placing our feet on the mat. We're going to grab our strap and we're going to reach it around just the back of our left thigh here. So it doesn't need to be very long. We're going to find our figure four stretch. So we're going to cross our right ankle below our left knee. Right toes are flexed here. And then if it feels okay, we're going to hug that left knee in this time, but we're going to use our strap. So elbows out to either sides of our body. And we're pulling that knee in this time with the strap and the strength of our arms instead of rounding in. And again, you might notice you have a little bit more movement here. You can also, if it feels good, straighten that left leg. Just feeling the different sensations and how that is and finding what works for you. Hold here for a few more breaths. And then as we exhale, we're going to lower that left foot. We're going to uncross that right leg. We're going to bring that strap back. And we're going to loop it around the back of the right thigh this time. Finding that figure four on the other side. So crossing that left ankle below the right knee, left toes are flexed. And again, we're going to pull that leg in, holding onto that strap, elbows bent and on the mat on either side of our body here, really using the strength of our arms this time. And again, you can straighten that right leg if that feels good, keeping those right toes flexed towards the face. Beautiful. And then on our next breath, we're going to let that right foot fall to the mat. We're going to uncross our legs. We're going to let that strap go. Again, we can windshield washer that from side to side. Beautiful. We're going to bring our knees to center, arms and cactus or T. Knees are close together here, wherever it feels comfortable for you. And then as we exhale, we're going to draw up our knees over to the left. Both shoulders rooted on the mat. Looking straight ahead or out over our right shoulder. If it feels okay, we can place our left hand on the top of that right leg. We can also straighten that right leg for a nice IT band stretch here as well. Your leg is straight. You might even feel it all the way up to the low back, maybe even all the way to your shoulder. Beautiful. If that right leg is straight, we're going to bend that right knee. We're going to bring our legs back to center, and then we're going to drop them over to the right. Again, both shoulders rooted. We can place our right hand on the top of our leg if we like, and we can straighten that left leg out as well. Looking straight ahead or out to the left. Beautiful. That left leg is straight. We're going to bend that left knee. We're going to bring our knees back to center, hugging them in towards our chest one final time. Perhaps even curl up like a nice little ball, bringing our forehead towards our knees. And then as we exhale, we're going to release out to our final Shavasana. Again, you can find that hammock's pose if you like, or we can reach our legs to either corners of the mat, arms on either side of our body. Final resting pose, Shavasana. We're going to take a nice deep inhale in through the nose, filling up all the spaces of our body. And exhale, letting it go. One more time, a nice, slow, deep inhale to all the spaces of your body. And exhaling all stress and tension. And just finding your breath here for a few moments. feeling yourself supported by the waves of your inhalations and exhalations, allowing me to hold this virtual space for you until it's time to bring you back. And perhaps we invite ourselves back with a breath, knowing that we don't have to move at all if we don't need to. If your body feels ready for movement, I invite you to find some small, gentle movements, wiggling your fingers and your toes, perhaps rocking your head from side to side, nice and slow if that feels okay. You can start to expand our movements. You can roll out your wrists and your ankles. And then inviting any other movement your body needs here to bring yourself fully back. A big reach stretch, a nice big knees to chest. And then in your next few breaths, I invite you to bend your knees, placing your feet on the mat, reaching your right or your left arm over your head and rolling over onto your right or your left side body. And taking a final breath here. And then pressing through our palm and making our way up into seated lotus pose, whatever that looks like for you. And taking one last breath together here, we're going to inhale up, nice and slow, reaching our arms all the way up to the sky. And then as we exhale, pulling in all that gratitude to our heart center. Thank you so much for joining me again this evening in this crazy internet and dog night. The love and the light in me truly sees and honors the love and the light in each of you. Namaste.
Thanks, Laura. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Laura.
Thank you. Awesome.
Thanks, Laura.
Bye.
Bye.